My name is Jess. I'm a third-year behavioral science major at Ambrose University, and I just want to share a little bit of my story with you guys. I grew up in a Christian family and parents and grandparents who love and pray for me and my three brothers, and sometimes I think that's the only reason we're all still around. I accepted Christ when I was very young, and it really wasn't something that was my own, I guess, at that point, because really it was all I knew. But yeah, just as life happens, there are just several times in my life that called those ideas into question, and I had to discover things for myself. Around that time, I found out I was moving cities from the small town where I grew up to the big city where where my family lives now, and it freaked me out because I had my friends in my small town. I had our church, and that was all I knew. And I just thought that cities were full of snobs and that I didn't belong there. And I started looking for the place where I fit in. And so I did that with things like horseback riding, like 4-H, playing musical instruments, and especially with snowboarding. Snowboarding was something that I really grabbed onto because it was something that I could do quite well, and I really enjoyed it. And not only that, but like I just loved the people group of it. So with all of my snowboarding and like horse competitions and stuff like that, it all came down to comparing myself against whoever else was out there. And what that did is I would either come up short or come up tall. And the thing with coming up short, obviously you feel inferior and you feel less than that person over there, or yeah, just like inadequate and just feel like dirt. The thing with coming up tall is that first of all, there's pride, but second of all, there's a standard that you have to keep holding yourself to and keep achieving, and that gets so exhausting. I did the same thing with my faith. I started comparing myself to what I thought was the Christian ideal, and I tried so hard to be what I thought was a good Christian, and that in itself, it wasn't sustainable either. It was exhausting, and every time I slipped up, then I would just beat myself down and be like, wow, like how could God ever love me? How could anyone ever love me when I just keep failing at this and failing at being a good Christian? And so without knowing it, I was still like a slave to like religious ideas and like all of what we think Christianity should be and what I thought a good Christian looked like, when that really wasn't how God was seeing me the entire time. So I remember one night, as all of this is happening, all of this is going on in my life, I was just lying in my bed and I was very upset, and I came to the realization that like there is nothing that is never gonna let me down. And it was very upsetting at the time, and I was just like, wow, then there's nothing to live for. But then at the same moment, Jesus said, don't worry, like I am never gonna let you down. Even if everything else lets you down, I am the only one who never will. So I just realized that Jesus was the only strong thing, the only firm foundation that I could find myself in, and that he would never be the one to let me down.